What is up, everyone? We are back with another 2025. Well, not another 2025, but a channel update for 2025. We have done these last couple of years. A lot of times I like to be like, oh, this is the end, big update. But I like, what did I say? Something about like make you guys think that the channel's ending. Well, I'm not doing that this year. I'm just going to do an update and we'll see if anybody watches it. If you guys actually care, you can watch it. If you don't care, then you won't watch it. That's just how it works. So I'm going to give you guys a few things. We're going to go through how 2024 went in different ways, some things we did, some things we're going to do next year, what I want to do next year, what I want to see Konami do next year, etc. I've got a few notes. We're going to go through all that. This is an unedited video. My editor is actually out of town right now, so out of commission. So I just got to make it work. So I'm unediting video. It's usually how we do this anyway, because it's just kind of a chatting video, hearing about some other things you might not hear about in other videos. So if you guys like this kind of video, let me know down below and maybe we'll do them, more often, or we'll just keep it to once a year or something like that. So first of all, let's talk about last year. Last year in this video, I did a 2023 recap and I kind of talked about how the stats were on the channel. Well, the views and subs from last year, basically the same. So you don't really need to hear too much about that. We had 30 million views this year. I'm actually doing this on the 28th, so there's a couple days left. But 30 million views, gained 44,000 subscribers, which was amazing, especially towards the end of the year. It really ramped up. And that's all I really need to say about that. You guys don't care too much about that. It's really good for me, in terms of like figuring out what you guys like and stuff. It can help with that kind of stuff. But let's move on from those numbers. There are some other cool numbers I'll bring up later. So let's go back to the goals. I didn't really set too many like goals last year, but I kind of just kept following the ones from the year before. So the soda thing, you guys remember if you've been watching these, I quit soda. No more soda back in 2022. So this is my second year on no soda, I believe. Am I right about that? I think it's second year. So I've been 2 full years. I've kept with that. I don't really drink soda anymore. I don't even really want soda anymore. 2 years ago, I drank soda every single day. It's kind of amazing that I don't do it anymore. It was kind of just like a thing with my wife where we're like, yeah, let's just see if we can not drink soda for a while, and maybe we'll feel better because I have acid reflux and it's pretty bad with the soda. So it's another reason I was like, yeah, motivated to try it. Turns out you don't actually need soda. So if you guys are, soda addicts and if you don't want to stop, don't stop. I'm not telling you that. But if you're like, I don't really feel good when I drink it or whatever, you can stop. You can just stop doing it. I mean, it is a little bit hard at the beginning. You're like, oh man, this is rough. I'm going to drink water. I still drink too much sweet tea, which is not good for you either. But I've been really good about no soda. Don't even really want it anymore. I probably won't really drink it that much at all. The only time I really drink anything is like a Dr. Pepper shake from Whataburger or something like that. It doesn't really count. So those are still pretty good. All right. Twitch. We committed to doing Twitch. I really started doing Twitch when I went full time. We did like 5 days a week back in 2021 for a while. That was just too much. I mean, I have too many things to do. We do too many other streams on YouTube, on whatnot, all the different stuff. 5 days was just too much. So the next year I committed to doing 3 days a week. And that was a much bit better sweet spot. Like 3 days a week, I can have a couple days where I'm just fully working, recording, all that different stuff. And then 3 days a week, I get to go live on Twitch, specifically. Because sometimes I end up doing YouTube and whatnot, do 5 days a week anyway. But at least that means I'm not doing 7 streams a week. I'm just doing 5. So it's gone pretty well this year. I definitely have not done as many as last year because of different things like the whatnot streams and the YouTube streams ramping up. We've done even more this year of those. But I have been pretty consistent on there. And we've also been able to take Twitch and not just do Pokemon. Because before it was just, I'm doing Pokemon, posting PokeRock stuff, which I still love doing, by the way. It never really was like a money maker or anything, monetary thing. It was always more about having fun, relaxing, kind of bonding with some members of the community, having some, more connection with it was a smaller stream. So it was easier to like go back and forth with you guys and just kind of connect with my audience, at least my small part of my audience who actually watched the Twitch, which was really small and still is really small. This year I changed it up. Once I started the new series, Wheeled Goat, I added a day to do just Master Duel stuff so that we could build decks, we could test with the Master Duel stuff, and that actually did really well. I mean, the viewers are still not crazy on Twitch or anything, but a lot of you guys have come out to those. You've helped me test with decks, you've helped me build decks, you've even made your own GOAT decks. I know a lot of you guys weren't playing Yu-Gi-Oh! At all, but you saw I was doing that and you started coming to those streams, started building your decks. We even ended up doing a Wheeled Goat tournament at the end of last year, which was a massive success in my opinion. 128 players. I mean, there were a bunch of no-shows, probably like 25. So it's probably 100 players, something like that. Still a ton of players, and a lot of people showed up. And overall, I mean, it wasn't perfect because, you know, it was our first tournament ever. Didn't go completely smoothly, but I went about as well as I could have hoped, and it was a lot of fun. We did overlook a few things on the ban list, which you guys will see this in the full video coming out of this tournament. We overlooked a few things, but overall it was still really awesome. And changing that on Twitch and allowing us to do a little Yu-Gi-Oh, but also not give up what I love doing as well as the Pokemon stuff has been a good balance. So coming up next year, we'll talk about what we're going to do, but we're probably going to be doing more Wheeled Goat, Wheeled Edison deck build. You're going to do stuff to help me with series like Master Duel Gauntlet. We're going to keep doing Nuzlocke like Radical Red. We might be doing Emerald Legacy soon. There's going to be a lot of really cool stuff on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Ruxin34. If you do not follow me on Twitch already, go on over to my Twitch stream. Give me a follow. If you ever want to just have like an interaction with me, like chatting it up, asking me questions, Twitch is the place to do it because there's only going to be 20, 30, 40, up to 100 viewers. That's kind of the numbers we get over there. So it's a lot easier for me to keep track of the chat. So overall, I've done pretty good with the Twitch. I think it's been a lot more fun this year just because we're going back and forth. Sometimes if you do a bunch of Nuzlocks in a row, it can get really depressing when you lose a bunch of times in a row and you're just like burned out. Or if you do a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh in a row, it's like, oh man, I can't take so much Yu-Gi-Oh. Doing both, I think, is going to be awesome. And we'll maybe even add in some other stuff when other games come out or something like that I'm interested in playing. I think when the, what's the new release of the old Yu-Gi-Oh games called? It's like the early collection or something. We're going to be doing that probably on Twitch and making videos out of that. That's my plan. I don't necessarily love those early Yu-Gi-Oh games, but I didn't play all of them. So there's some that I do want to try. And I think there's multiplayer. It sounds like a fun time. It sounds like it could be some good videos. So we're probably going to be doing that on Twitch as well when that comes out. I think it's in April. So make sure you go follow over there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then, final thing, I need to get some water because this is unedited. I had something with my schedule where I originally, a couple years ago, wanted to start waking up earlier because when I first went full-time, my schedule was like stay up till 3 a.m., wake up at noon, you know, do that kind of weird late night schedule. And it made everything a lot harder to deal with, such as like just interacting with normal people that don't have a YouTube job, you know, like they get up at 6 a.m. and they work till 5 and then like, you know, you do stuff after that or whatever. So interacting with those people is different because I would be working from 12 to like 8 p.m. and, you know, it's like kind of weird. So I really wanted to change everything just so I'm more available for like Discord and different Twitter. Like when Konami posts a new ban list at, you know, 10 in the morning, I'm not asleep and like waking up to see that there's a new ban list like 2 hours late. I want to be available for that kind of stuff. So I have been much, much better about that. Last year I did pretty good. This year I think I did even better, waking up at a more normal time and kind of working at a more normal time. I still work late sometimes, but I'm trying not to stay up till like 3 a.m. just because it feels like it messes with everything when you stay up that late. I know some of you guys, because you guys are like Yu-Gi-Oh fans, you're probably like gamers of some sort. I feel like that stereotype of like people like us, we stay up late and we like to wake up late if possible. You guys know what I mean. It feels, you feel kind of bad sometimes. You're just like, oh, I'm so groggy. You know, I've been up so late. And I did that for a long time. You know, college, I obviously had to go work, you know, a real job for a while and I couldn't do it then. But then once I get to the YouTube thing, it's like, oh, I got my own schedule. I can do whatever I want. But then I'm like, maybe I should scale back. So I've done better with that. I'm going to keep trying to do that just for all those reasons I just mentioned. Okay, let's get to the year in review. That was a lot on the goals. I didn't think I would take that long. Just reviewing Yu-Gi-Oh! I think Konami did a great job this year. They released a lot of awesome core sets, a lot of awesome reprint sets. There were some sets that obviously weren't that good. Like they didn't need to do Battles of Legend Chapter 1. They didn't need to even do the Megatons. They could have crushed those all into Bonanza and Rarity 2 probably and just made those better. Those are things I would like to see them do in the future. I did like that they changed the collector rare sets to have 4 ultras per box instead of 3. Makes it feel a lot better when opening those boxes. You also have QCR options on some of those, so you get CRs, QCRs, and you get those 4 ultras. They feel a lot more fun to open up. Those deck building sets did really well. Like that crossover breakers, it was so easy to pull the deck you wanted. I know a lot of people were happy about that. Not so much collectability in there, but with how much collectability there's been throughout the year, it was really okay for them not to do that great. So honestly, I was pretty happy with the year. The only thing I am concerned about is all of the reprints, how many reprints they've done. I know a lot of collectors have been turned off by how many reprints. So many QCRs, every Starlight's gotten a reprint. Every card's getting a QCR. Everything's been reprinted 7 times each rarity collection. They got Stampede, they got Bonanza, they got all these different ones. How is that going to affect future Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, are there going to be any cards worth anything? Is there going to be anything like worth your money to actually buy in the future? You buy it, you know, a few months later, it's just worthless. I think these rarity collections are showing that those packs will be valuable, like Rarity 1, Bonanza, in the future, if they're really good. The problem is it's making new releases harder to be that good because everything's had so many reprints. So that is something I am a little concerned about. I hope Konami's been thinking about that when they're printing, how they're going to deal with that, how they're going to have awesome sets in the future when they've already done all these so many reprints this year. I don't know what they're going to do. What are they going to do with QCRs and Starlights? I know they've said for like the 5th time that Alliance Insight is the last QCR set. So it's Stampede in April, Alliance Insight a few weeks later, supposedly the last QCR set. Whether you believe that or not is up to you. Who knows if it's actually true, because we've seen them. It feels like they've said last QCR set multiple times. What are they going to do with that? If they actually end it there, are they going to do Starlights after that? Are they going to do nothing? I really hope they don't do nothing. If they just do like Secret as the high rarity again, like they did back in the day, you know, back from 2016 to early 2019, it was brutal. I came back around in 2018. I was like, man, these new sets suck. They're no fun to open. There's nothing interesting to pull. I really hope they don't go back down that route. I hope they figure out a way to have either Starlights or a new rarity that's really cool and exciting. A new rarity would be great. If they could like do another high rarity thing, they could reprint all these cards they've already reprinted in this rarity and give them more things to actually put. I don't know. They need to figure out something to keep us interested. I don't know what it's going to be. Konami, I'm counting on you to do it. All right. Let's review a few more things. I want to mention our top videos of the year. Top video of the year was the top 10 best trading card pulls that we did with, it was like of all time, but it was kind of a continuation of that first one where we had everything from 2022. That video was by far our top video, not counting shorts. It was like 700 something thousand views. And those highlight reels usually do pretty well, but let's go to an actual opening video that we did. The next highest video was opening every Legendary Collection ever made. It had over 200,000 views, which was pretty amazing. Legendary Collection, opening all of them always seemed to do well. Legendary Collection is just a really, really fun set, or set of sets, I guess you could say, to open up. They have really cool reprints. They have a lot of cool looking cards. There's even some rare stuff like Dark Magician Girl Secret Rare out of the Legendary Collection Yugi is really expensive. So a lot of really cool stuff in there. So I see why that one did so well. It's cool to see that and look back and see how that did. And then finally, the third option, actually really surprising that this one did this well. The opening Retro Pack 1, then we did with Rhyme Style, was the third highest. It was almost as high as the Legendary Collection in terms of views. You guys seem to really like that series, and we're definitely going to try to do more of that this year in 2025, where we buy some packs, we both open them up in a pack battle, and then we do an actual duel with them. It's probably the most fun format you can even think of. You do an opening, real cards, you build your deck with real cards, then you put them in a Master Duel, and you actually go head-to-head in a duel. I love the format. It's super fun doing stuff with Rhyme Style because he's just a charismatic guy. We just have a good time together. Hopefully we can do a bunch more of those in the future, and hopefully they'll do as well as the Retro Pack video because that was awesome. Hopefully we can do some other old school stuff as well because doing some old packs of that will be really fun. Okay, and then we can look at the new series we started. So as of last year, like last year's recap, the only series I'd ever really done was Guess That Price, and it had ended, and we had started Guess That Price 2, which, by the way, did not really last that long. It was like 3 episodes. Which, little spoiler alert, there will be one more episode of Guess That Price Season 2 coming. Probably not going to continue the series for very long, but we are going to do one more episode, a special episode with a guest that you guys will probably like. So look forward to that coming in 2025. We're going to do one more episode at least. If you guys really like that one, maybe we'll try another episode and see. So we started that. So we didn't have any series coming in this year. Midway through this year, I decided, you know, I kind of want to try something different. I want to switch it up, and I started Wheeled Goat. We started doing a series that involved GOAT format, and the reason I started this series is because I knew a lot of you guys liked old school Yu-Gi-Oh, but you don't really like dueling anymore because everything is just so complicated. The links, the pendulums, all that different crazy stuff, all the special summoning on one turn. It's just a lot to deal with if you haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh since 2004 or whatever. So I started Wheeled Goat. I'm thinking, okay, my audience likes old school cards. They played old school back in the day. They will understand GOAT format. They might not know what GOAT format means, but once I explain it and show them the cards I'm actually using, I'm using all these old school cards they remember, they'll enjoy it. And it seems like I was right about that because Wheeled Goat, we've done I think we've done 23 episodes released at this point, which is now I think the most episodes I've ever done in a series. And it seems like you guys have really enjoyed the videos so far. We're going to do a 24th episode. 25th is going to be that tournament that we did recently. We're going to make it 25 episodes. So far, 737,000 views total on all the videos. Total. Not per video. I mean, we'd be balling if that was the case. But that's for all 23 videos, which is still really, really good. It seems like you guys have enjoyed it. So far, the feedback's been really good. I was honestly a little scared posting it because it wasn't an opening, you know? I'm an opening channel. When you post something that's not an opening, you know you're going to get somebody like, stick to opening, buddy. You only should open packs. You should never actually use the cards you open. I didn't get a lot of that with Wheeled Goat. You guys actually really liked it. So that was amazing. It was a great feeling. It also really helped with scheduling for me, scheduling one video a week, knowing that it's already locked in. It's like it's a Wheeled Goat episode. So I only have 6 more episodes I got to figure out, you know, because I do daily. You guys know I do daily, which by the way was a goal. And every year it's a goal to do it daily, and we did it. So yes, we have accomplished that goal again. We've almost got 4 years in a row. That's coming in February. Very exciting. Back to the series. Since Wheeled Goat was doing well, I said, let's try Wheeled Edison. All right, let's try Wheeled Edison. It's a little newer. It does have white cards in it. Synchros, I know. They're too scary for some of you guys. But so far, it seems like you guys have enjoyed it. It hasn't been overly like, oh no, it's too modern, because Wheeled Edison kind of has a Wheeled Goat feel to it. A lot of times you don't even use synchros. It's just a little bit newer cards. You play like Goat format. And honestly, I've had a blast doing that as well. We've been building those on Twitch, just like we do with Goat. And we've only had 3 episodes so far, but there will be more coming in the future. So if you want to see more Wheeled Edison, make sure you let me know down below. Let me know how you're enjoying those series. If what I'm perceiving from you guys is accurate, are you guys liking it? Do you want to see more? I hope you do, because I really enjoy those series. It's great to collab with other content creators. It's great to do something besides opening every once in a while. It's a lot of fun. And I've learned a lot about the Yu-Gi-Oh cards that isn't just like, you know, their artwork or how much money they cost. Like, I've actually learned how to use a lot of these cards that I didn't know before, which a lot of the old school cards I did know, but a lot of them I didn't. Some of these are very niche. And then 2 more series. We actually did 4 series this year. 4. I have 5 if you include Guess That Price Season 2. The opening pack semi-duel, the one we did with Rhyme Style. Wow, a really successful series. You guys have loved every episode of that. I'm not surprised, honestly. Like, when I first did, I'm like, it has dueling in it, so I don't know if people are going to like it. But the opening real packs, I mean, how do you guys not like that? It fits perfectly for you guys. We've only done 5 episodes because they are a little bit more expensive, a little bit more time-consuming to actually film, to actually get all the products, etc. But we're going to try to do more of those. Almost 500,000 views on those so far. Crazy. Like, that's ridiculous. So really excited that those are doing well. We're going to try to do more of those. And then finally, the Magia series, unintentional series that came about. We opened for Magia, probably our most popular series. In terms of views, it was almost exactly like Wheeled Goat. I think we had 22 episodes. So there was 22 instead of 23, 733,000 views, literally almost exactly the same number. So pretty weird there. The Magia series was unintentional. We didn't pull Magia. We kept trying to pull it. We opened 300 or 3,600 packs. We finally did end up pulling it. And there is a little spoiler. I'm not gonna spoil that yet, but there is something big coming with that. But we finally did pull it. It was an amazing series that I can't recreate unless we just get really unlucky, which I don't really want to happen, but it was cool how many of you guys tuned into that. It was really awesome, and probably our biggest moment of 24 was just chasing Magia. It was just iconic. And finally, we have our goals of 25. I need to hurry up. I don't want to keep this too long. I want to keep adding to and improving Ruxin34.com. We've been using the website a lot more recently to sell box breaks. We've been selling PSA cards, booster boxes, all that different stuff. Merch even has gone up there. So if you have not yet, go subscribe to the mailing list there. You'll get an email when different things get released and stuff like that. Go check out my website, Ruxin34.com. That's where I post all my high-end and my merch stuff. Then, speaking of merch, I want to do more merch. The 2 merch things we've done this year, we've done the Magia mat, which if you guys haven't seen it, we already talked about how big Magia was. Magia mat. These are still available. There is a limited quantity. Once these sell out, they are gone. They're only available on Whatnot, so click the link down below. You can get $15 off if you're a new user there, and this will become a $10 mat. Because it's $25, you get $15 off. It's $10. I think plus shipping, so maybe 14, something like that. So if you have not yet, check out the Magia mat. We also released my first ever piece of merch, which was, of course, the amazing Pequeño Moth mat right here. I mean, this is pretty awesome. No longer available. It was only available in October, limited time, never coming back. So you can see it's got first edition on there. It is the only edition, actually, but first edition just signifies that it won't be coming back. So if you got yours and you got the Starlight Rare, there's probably only like 7 or 8 Starlight copies ever. Which this is a Starlight copy. I have a couple myself because there were 2 different versions we were thinking about, and I got 2 different Starlights. So there might be 10 total. So if you got a Starlight, you got a rare mat. Very cool. We're going to try to do more exclusive stuff like that. So if you guys want to see that, let me know what else you want to see in the merch field. I have an idea for some t-shirts and stuff that I want to do. I don't want to spoil it yet, but I think they're going to be really fun. I also have a goal of 300K subs this year. Based on us getting 44K last year, if we keep up that same pace, we can make it, but you never know with YouTube. So I'm hoping we can make it to 300K this year, do another big special like we did with 250, which was really fun, opening every pack. We did that this year, by the way, which a lot of you guys may or may not have seen because the views were not crazy on it this time. It's like not nearly like the others that had like 600, 700,000. This only had 80,000. So a lot of you guys have not seen it. Go check it out. There's also some amazing pulls in that 250K, the Dark Arm Dragon Ultimate Rare. Go check that out. New series, Master Duel Gauntlet. I forgot we started that. So technically another series we started. That will be continuing, and I might be thinking of a series like that in the future. We're probably going to be doing stuff like that or stuff with that on Twitch, so you can help me out there. Guess That Price Season 2. I already mentioned we're bringing back one more episode. Box breaks. I know it's been a little delay on box breaks. I've been trying to get those boxes in. There is a new box break available right now, first edition Pharaonic Guardian 36-pack box. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. It's on my website. There are discounts for you YouTube members and Patreon members. It is posted to you guys only on YouTube and Patreon. So go check that out. You get $10 off per pack if you become a member. It's only like $8 to $10 a month, depending on which platform you do it on. And finally, there's a couple big things I can't mention, but I will mention they are coming. There's a few things coming in 2025 that I cannot mention just yet, but they will be exciting and they will be awesome. I've gone on long enough. I have a burp coming up right now, but if you guys are excited about the future, hit that subscribe button. If you guys like these recap videos, I don't know how I just went 21 minutes there, or 22. So let's not spend any more of your time. Subscribe to the channel and go check out recent videos if you want to see more openings, more dueling, more awesome content, and see you guys next time. Peace.